Some people are gonna think this title is clickbait. It is not. I thought about this for a while, like, is it even ethical to share this information? So that's why I think it's important that as I'm talking about all of these numbers that I made as a small streamer, that you all know whether or not these things are available to you and how the numbers would change depending on your viewership levels. Because the last thing that I want is for you to walk away from this video thinking that you're gonna start streaming on Twitch with 20 viewers and have $10,000 in your pocket every month. However, this will give you a really good insight into monetization, the things that work, the things that don't work, and the ways that you could potentially increase the money that you're making from your Twitch stream. I also don't want this to come across as like braggadocious or anything. This is meant to be a motivator to show you what is possible if you learn a little bit more about business and how to build a stronger business model around yourself and your content that doesn't just rely on the normal monetization options available. Okay, let's get into it. So the first thing that we have to do is that I have to define what I mean whenever I say small streamer, because everyone thinks the numbers are completely different. In my mind, as someone who has had an average of like 250 plus before, I always viewed a small streamer as someone with less than 100 viewers. A medium streamer was always someone from 100 to 1,000, and large streamers were always 1,000 plus. These numbers are a little bit higher than what most people would consider a small streamer. I think a lot of people think that a small streamer is like 0 to 20 viewers and a medium is 20 to 100. You see these numbers change drastically once you start to increase your viewership numbers on the platform. So someone who's at 250 average probably doesn't feel often like they are a medium or a large streamer, just because they see all of the people who are so much further ahead of them and the things that they do with their brands in comparison to the person that's sitting at 250. So if you have like 20 average viewers and you still feel really small, know that you probably are very large in someone else's eyes. This is all based on our own perspectives. But in this video, I'm specifically talking about the money that I made from 60 average viewers up to 100 average viewers. So there were 4 different ways that I made this $10,000 every single month. I'm gonna start with the smallest one first. This was sponsorships, affiliates, and miscellaneous income. So this was affiliate links in my Twitch stream and timers on my chatbot. This was me promoting products in my Discord and my YouTube videos and talking about the sponsors and affiliate products that I had. This also came with some additional work. So I was posting on social media, doing sponsored streams. I was doing a lot of emailing back and forth with the companies that I was working with. So the amount of effort that I put in to make this $1,000 was actually pretty high. This was not a passive income at all. Now, when you're a small streamer and you're hearing someone talk about sponsorships, affiliates, miscellaneous income of $1,000, it's actually really difficult for you to take it to that level because you probably don't have a ton of viewers in order to get sponsorships with companies or in order to sell an affiliate product. And that's really hard because this option basically just isn't available to you at all unless you have the scale that having a large community brings you. But don't worry, there are some things in this list where you don't need crazy scale. The next income stream that I had was coming from subs, bits, and tips on Twitch's platform, and I usually carried around 1,000 subscribers. This was 4 months into me being a successful streamer, sitting right around 100 viewers. In order to generate more subs, bits, and tips, I would do things like having tip goals or having sub goals, and my community actually was really supportive with getting me to that 1,000 subscribers. There was a lot of sub gifting, there was a lot of generosity. I attribute a lot of that to the fact that I was making YouTube videos for Twitch streamers and I was just talking about how to grow a stream, and my community, I think, felt really kind of indebted to me and wanted to pay me back in some way for that. And so that's why I was able to grow so quickly to 1,000 subscribers. Also, I think people just like to see me run like Naruto. With 1,000 subscribers, you typically make $2,500 a month, but I'm gonna round it up to $2,800 because there was some tipping and some cheering in there as well. But once again, the problem here is that in order to have 1,000 subscribers a month, you need to know 1,000 people, or you need to have a really financially generous community who wants to sub gift a ton to get you to that point. point. This isn't something that is average at all. This is not a normal situation to happen so quickly. I mean, 4 months in, having 1,000 subscribers is pretty nuts. And the only reason that this happened is because I was in a very privileged position where I'd already been streaming on Twitch for like 5 years. And I also had stopped for a few months in order to focus on this YouTube channel. And once I started making YouTube videos for streamers, that's really what put me on the map. I was pretty unheard of for like 4 years. So here's a lesson that's really important, and that is, just because it's not happening for you now doesn't mean it's not going to happen for you in the future. Sometimes it just takes you trying things and failing at them over and over and over again until you find the thing that's going to take off for you. But let me add a caveat here. If you're just sitting there and kind of waiting for luck to strike, then you're going to be very disappointed. Here is where I veered from the standard path on Twitch. If I only stuck to these monetization options that are available to everyone on the platform, well, everyone who's at least an affiliate, I would have only been making $3,800 a month. But the reason that I was able to increase it to $10,000 a month was because I did some things very differently from what streamers typically do. The first thing that I did differently was I started coaching. So I'd actually sit down and coach other streamers. The reason for this was because I'd already had so many YouTube channels up, and it just felt very natural for me to offer to sell my time to people to ask me questions one-on-one if they felt like I was someone who could truly help them based on the information that they'd seen from me in YouTube videos. When I started coaching, I was not a super successful streamer. I still hadn't started streaming again, so I was not streaming at all. I was just making the YouTube videos and my podcast episodes, and I had not gone above 20 average viewers. So if y'all feel like you can't do something because you have to unlock some crazy level of success first before you do it, let me tell you, it's not true. In fact, the thing that you might start doing before you're ready might actually be the thing that leads to massive success for you. So I started coaching in February of 2018. I started streaming again in May of 2018. My first month of coaching in February, I think I made like $200, and then it increased pretty steadily, but it absolutely exploded once I started streaming again. I went from making about $500 a month before I started streaming again to over $2,000 a month doing one-on-one coaching when I started streaming again in May of 2018. And then once I introduced group coaching, that took the total coaching revenue that I was making on Patreon every month up to about $3,000 a month. However, the thing with coaching that I want to let you know is that it is not the greatest option to make money if your main goal is to spend your time creating content, streaming, playing video games, and hanging out with your friends. Coaching is once again not passive income at all. It's very active income, meaning you're gonna have to be dedicating a lot of your time off your stream and off your YouTube videos to having meetings with your clients, communicating with your clients, staying in touch with them, keeping track of what's going on in their lives. And that was just so much effort. If I could go back and do it all again, I don't think that I would do one-on-one coaching, and I don't typically recommend it to streamers either. But the thing is with coaching is that it pays really well. It's such a fantastic way to get started making money like now if you really need to. If you are in a situation where you're like, I need to make money now, coaching is the best way, because the next way that I made money is going to take you a long time to be able to build up towards. So I did a few sessions for free. I had my first $20 session, and I remember that being like such a big deal. Then I started charging $50 for an hour for a one-on-one session, and I sold out of, I want to say it was the first 15 of those, and then I changed it to $100 for a one-on-one session, and that's what I'm sitting on now. However, one-on-one coaching, once again, is not something that I recommend to streamers. It's not something that I'm going to be doing for much longer, just because the amount of effort that it takes to sit sit down with someone one-on-one for 1 hour. Could be 1 hour that you spend towards making a group program or making a YouTube video that's going to help thousands of people versus just the one. So the scalability of one-on-one coaching is almost impossible because you have very limited time in your day, 24 hours, 7 days a week. And once you fill up all of that time, you can't really increase your clientele at that point. However, if it's something that you want to get into, just comment coaching down below and I'll try to create more content about it or help y'all figure out how to build coaching programs the smart way so that you can skip all of the mistakes that I made, because I made so many. The fourth income stream that I had was the best one for sure, and it's the one that I consider to be the best option for Twitch streamers, and that is I created a digital product. This was my ebook called Build Your Dream Stream. There's a link for it below. This ebook, man, this was a nightmare to get out. So at the time I was streaming on Twitch Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays for 8 hours on each one of those days. I was making 2 YouTube videos a week, 1 podcast episode a week, posting daily on Twitter and on Instagram. I was also coaching people on Tuesdays and Saturdays, and in the free time that I had, if you could even say that I had any free time, I was writing and creating this ebook. So it was an absolute nightmare trying to do all of that stuff together. I was working 14-hour days for about a year, and it was just the worst. I thought with this book that I seriously was gonna sell like maybe 40 of them. I did not think that with 75 viewers or so that I was gonna do as well with it as I actually did. Now flash forward almost a year and a half into the future, the book has made $35,000, which I'm super grateful for, and is like it's wild. So my book at that time was making about $1,000 a week, which means that the book made $4,000 a month. Now keep in mind, whenever you create a digital product, what's really great about it is that you create the thing once and you don't have to do anything afterwards. So this meant that this income was completely passive. I was able to focus on all the other coaching and content and stuff that I wanted to, and I was still making tons of money from the ebook without having to do anything. But keep in mind, this monetization option was not an easy way to just start making money out of nowhere like it was with coaching. So coaching is something that you can start doing tomorrow if you want to start selling your time for $50 an hour. You just have to find people who believe that you're going to be able to help them worth the amount of money that you charge. But the thing is, with building a digital product, it takes a lot of time to create the product up front, and you don't want to just waste your time. So what I did is it actually took me about 6 months to make the book, to get it edited, copywritten, to get the sales page up, design, everything else. I actually go into the entire process if you check out this video. And then I launched it, and at that launch, I thought I was gonna sell 40 of these things. The launch did over $4,000, my first digital product, and this is coming from a girl who had never seen that amount of money in her life. Like, I've been dead freaking broke, y'all. Take it from someone who has tried literally every way to make money with their Twitch stream. Like, if you can make money with it, I have freaking tried it. Digital products are the absolute best way to do it. That's why I made the ebook, mostly because I wanted to see what it was like to create a book and launch a little product, even though it was a small thing. But I have taken that digital product launch process and the idea of it all, and I've actually taken that into my business, Stream Coach. And now something that we do is we have a guided coaching program. It's like a 6-week boot camp for Twitch streamers, and we have launches every couple of months for that product and that experience, because we have coaches that will actually take the students that we have through all of the material, meet with them one-on-one, help them with any questions that they have. There's a community of people who are all helping each other. And so what I did was I learned a lot from that first ebook launch, and I took that and I evolved it and I turned it into something bigger and bigger. And that's what's so great about launching coaching or a digital product or something that isn't just the normal monetization that's available to you through subs, bits, tips, sponsors, affiliates. The payouts are usually a lot higher. You own like 95% of the profits from it. You have 5% that you typically have to pay out to the platforms that you use, but it is nowhere near the 50% that Twitch is taking off of your subs. And you're gonna learn skills that are so much more valuable versus someone who is just going to be afraid and sit in their freaking gamer chair and not launch anything because they're worried about the outcome of it. The skills that you learn when coaching or launching a digital product are so much more valuable to companies or to the future that you have in business or to your future as a streamer. There are just so many more options and opportunities that are available to you once you learn how to do all of the things that you learn from coaching and digital products, which are things that you don't learn just from subs, bits, tips, sponsors, and affiliates. However, I will say that this journey to making 5 figures a month as a small streamer was not easy because I made so many mistakes. I don't know anyone else in the streaming industry who has been a coach before or who has launched digital products before. I know that those people exist. I know some of y'all even comment on my videos talking about how you have experience launching products or coaching, and that's really freaking awesome to see because I usually feel very alone. But my point is, there wasn't a framework for me. There wasn't something that I could follow to figure out how to do it the right way. And if I could go back and do it all again, I would make the 10 figures a month, 5 figures a month completely differently. I would probably not do one-on-one coaching, and I would build my brand based on digital products because those are they're just so much better. They're so much better. And the thing is, I think a lot of people are gonna watch this and think, oh, well, the only way that you could make all of that was because you had a ton of people paying attention to you. You weren't really a small streamer. I have 5 viewers. How am I supposed to make money? But the thing is, you don't have to have hundreds or thousands of viewers or even 75 viewers in order to make a decent income for yourself. Even if I didn't have 75 viewers, I could still make a few $1,000s a month off of 15 average or 20 average. There is no reason that so many small streamers should have to give up their dreams because they can't afford to keep streaming and they have to go back to their 9-to-5 jobs. There are so many awesome Twitch partners who used to have tons of viewership and tons of financial support from their community who have backslid and gone the opposite direction and who now can't afford to pay their bills. And there's no reason for us to have to completely change our lifestyles or the goals that we have with Twitch in order to stabilize our income. Every single Twitch streamer, yes, you included, even if you only have 5 viewers, has more monetization options available to them if they just spend a little bit of time learning about them. You will be in such a better place financially. Imagine living a life where you don't have to worry about paying your bills just in case your viewers drop one day. Financial stability is possible. It just takes a little bit of learning and you exploring a bit more outside of your comfort zone. I'm not asking for you to jump 20 feet outside of it. You can take little tiptoes just like I did. I really love talking about business and monetization with y'all. If this is something that you like, make sure that you hit subscribe and click the bell because YouTube has not been sending y'all my videos lately and that kind of freaking sucks. Also, this video has a lot more information about the cut that Twitch takes and the profit margins of small streamers. So check that out if you haven't already because Twitch is stealing from you and it's not okay. But I'm not gonna steal from you. I'm gonna help you steal back from them. Okay, bye.